Hi everyone, it's Casey Williams. Well, I was out driving on the interstate this weekend, taking a little vacation, and I was thinking to myself, let me list all the affordable Italian crossovers. Lamborghini? No, not really. How about the Maserati? Certainly not. Alfa Romeo? Getting a little closer, but still a little pricey. And it turns out the only affordable Italian crossover I could think of was the one I was driving, the 2020 Fiat 500X Sport. Let's go have a look at it. Well, the word sport has been overused by a lot of automakers, but I think using it on this particular Fiat 500X works out really well and has really a good description of what the vehicle is. The front of it, traditional Fiat, just looks like a taller, bigger version of the classic Fiat 500. LED headlamps, projector beams, but again, the rest of it's kind of got the whiskers here in front like is the classic Fiat, but I think it looks really handsome and just has that nice urban chic look that you expect from a Fiat. Come around the side and you start seeing some of the sport features. The 19-inch alloy wheels, the dark wheels, I think they look really good. The two-toning of the body, you got the gray down below with the black above, that's an option, looks very good. Kind of like the matte finish on the mirrors. It just looks really good. It's like the wheels really fill up the wheel well as well, looks hunkered down, looks really good. But you see from the side of it, compared to the other 500s, it's a little bit taller, certainly a lot roomier. It shares its architecture with the Jeep Renegade. It's built in Italy. So, they really is the right size vehicle. It's small enough to be used in the city, but feels substantial when you get on the highway. Come around the back, again, more of the traditional Fiat 500 look, kind of the rounded tail lamps. I think these look really good, LEDs in them. And a surprising amount of storage space. Again, I was gone for a few days, had luggage in the back, had all my gear, fit fine. So, two people could certainly get in here okay. If you need a little more space, back seats fold down, get some longer items in there, you get a bicycle in there, what you need to there. And one of the things I really appreciate, a lot of small cars today, a lot of cars, especially European cars, don't really have spare tires. They have inflator kits or they're run flats. It's a donut, but it's actually a real tire underneath the floor. And I think that's really appreciated. Well, sport package or not, Fiats are all about having that cool Italian vibe. And this car really has it in spades. But I was really surprised too about how upscale the vehicle feels, around town and on the highway. It's just really practical, a lot of nice things in the car. Let's just start with the seats. They're heated, sport package, nice thick bolsters on them. And the leather feels really nice. A lot of low-end cars, kind of feels like goat leather, just feels very cheap. This doesn't. This feels like the good stuff. And it's just very supportive, feels good. Even the headrests feel expensive, it's nicely stitched. Dash, it's all padded down below. There's some hard plastic down below too, but again, this is an entry-level crossover, so I wouldn't expect everything to feel like a Maserati inside. But they've done a very nice job with it. Doors are padded too. I like the body color here on the dashboard. And it's really, really practical. Upper glove compartment here, lower glove compartment, lots of space. Kind of like the cool cover for the owner's manual. That's really kind of neat. And the infotainment system. Fiat Chrysler does a fantastic job with it, and just continually proves you don't need a joy wheel controller. You don't need a bunch of gimmicky stuff to make a good touchscreen work where you can get access. They always have easy to use icons down below. It's on radio. It goes to your media player, navigation, phone, settings for the vehicle. All very easy. I always gripe about this too. I think every car, no matter how cool the infotainment system, should have a very simple volume knob and a very simple tuning knob. This has it, volume tuning. You scroll through the channels, that's great. You can also do it by voice if you want to. And there's some extra buttons here on the back of the steering wheel. So many, many ways to control it. But any way you do it, it's pretty easy to use. It has the Beats audio system, so it sounds really good. I like all that. Down below, dual zone automatic climate control, USB inputs, and of course the buttons for the heated seats there as well. Another button I like a lot right here, this is to turn off the auto stop start. Drives me nuts. Easy button, press it, done. Some of the nice things this vehicle has. Dual pane sunroof up above. You can open both of them up, you've got glass over the rear seat, so you don't feel claustrophobic when you're inside the car. Like the nice thick leather wrapped steering wheel, it's got the suede insert. Again, flat bottom. Feels like it could have come out of a Maserati or an Alfa Romeo. Like that a lot. Reconfigurable center instrument cluster. I like the digital speedometer I have on there now. You can also set it up for the crash avoidance systems. And this car has a lot of crash avoidance systems on it, pretty much the full suite. It's got adaptive cruise control, it's got forward collision alert with auto brake, lane keep assist, rear cross path detection, blind spot warning, pretty much everything you'd want on the car. So, you're gonna hear the price in a little bit and it sounds a little lofty, but keep in mind, it's a fully equipped, almost luxury car inside. I think it's a very nice one at that. Well, despite the sport badge, the 500X is not exactly a super quick car. It's fast enough, you can accelerate onto the freeway fast enough, it doesn't feel underpowered, but it's not a muscle car. So if you're thinking you're going to get a Maserati at a discount price, it's not going to be that. But I would consider it a fast car. It's very comfortable driving whatever speed you want to drive on the highway. And a lot of that's because of the engine. It's a turbocharged 1.3 liter four-cylinder, delivers 177 horsepower and 210 pound-feet of torque. That's plenty of power to keep a car this size moving. It's got all-wheel drive, 9-speed automatic transmission, you can shift it with the paddles. So you can always get power, where you want the power to be. And I think that works out really nice. Another plus side of this vehicle is fuel economy. 24 miles per gallon in the city, 30 on the highway. So for a vehicle with all-wheel drive, and enough power for a car this size, I think that's pretty decent fuel economy as well. Always take a couple more miles per gallon if they'll give it to you, but I think it's okay. But the things that surprised me about this car too is it feels heavy on the road. I expected it to kind of feel like a light little Fiat, get blown around, and it doesn't at all. It feels like a junior Maserati or a junior Alfa Romeo. It just feels very heavy, very stable, and pretty much whatever speed you want to run, it feels that way. And it just feels very nice with the turbo. There are some other nice features on it that I like. It has a drive mode selector down here. You can click it down for sport mode, and all the sport mode really does, it doesn't create any more horsepower. You're not going to conjure horses on the fly. But it does make that power more readily available. It makes the throttle a little more sensitive, it keeps it a little higher rev range, so it's always just it feels just a lot better when you're on the highway. It just feels like you've got more power underfoot, even though you don't. Put it in the normal mode for best fuel economy, and there's also a mode for low traction situations like snow and wet weather. So it just gives you a little more traction, takes a little bit of power off, a little torque off of it. So I think a very nice job and very nice drive. So I spent about 5 hours on the interstate this week, drove up to a state park, from Indianapolis up to northern Indiana, and it was just a very nice drive, just very pleasant all the way up there and all the way back. Feels expensive on the road, feels very heavy on the road, very stable, very safe, and I just liked it a lot. And the fact that all the controls are very simple and laid out, it just keeps your attention on the road, keeps your attention on driving, and not on playing with gadgets inside the car. And I just thoroughly enjoyed the drive. Automakers are really good at slapping the sport logo on their cars. In a lot of cases, it doesn't really mean much. But in the case of the 500X, I think it makes a noticeable improvement. I like the exterior style, I like the wheels, I just like the roof, the two-tone roof, and overall it looks very nice. The interior improvements, the suede steering wheel, the thick seats, all just really adds up to a very nice package. So I think overall, Fiat's done a nice job. Could the vehicle use a little more power? Yeah. Outside of that, not a lot to complain about. So let's talk about price. The 500X starts comfortably under $26,000. This one has equipped $35,895. I know it seems a little bit pricey for kind of a compact crossover, but given everything you get and the fact that it's probably the lowest priced Italian crossover you're likely to buy, it's not a bad deal. Next week on another fun car. Till then, storm forward.